हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू आवर चैनल पैसिफिक आईएएस। हमारे चैनल पैसिफिक आईएएस में आपका स्वागत है। वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द आर्य सत्यास, राइट? वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट आर्य सत्यास and then we discussed about the Ashtanga Marga. So these were important teachings of Buddha. We have 4 Arya Satyas and 8 Ashtanga Margas. So ये जो भी बुद्धा के टीचिंग्स थे, इसे अलग अलग जगह जाके अलग अलग लोगों में, ओके, बहुत सारे लोगों में स्प्रेड करना भी बहुत ज़रूरी था. ओके, बुद्धा हैज़ टू स्प्रेड हिज teachings. He has to spread his teachings, and that is the reason why he founded a community called Sangha. Okay, Buddha, he founded a community called Sangha, and anyone and everyone, they were allowed to be part of this Sangha. कोई भी संघ का पार्ट बन सकता था, but थोड़े लोग they were not allowed. Okay, both men and women can become part of Sangha, but there were few people who were not allowed, such as soldiers. Soldiers, they were not allowed to be part of Sangha. If they want to become part of Sangha, they have to get permission from the king. Okay. Then slaves, they can also not become the part of Sangha, and if they want to become the part of Sangha, they should get the permission from their owner. Then women, if they are married women, then they can become part of Sangha only if their husband permits. Okay, only if the permission of only with the permission of husband, women can become part of Sangha. With the permission of owner, slaves can become part of Sangha, and with the permission of the king, soldiers can become part of Sangha. तो ये रही संघ के membership के बारे में. And both men and women, people from upper caste and from lower caste, were part of Sangha, because Buddha, he was against caste system. Okay, he was against caste system, and he was against the discrimination which was caused because of the कास्ट सिस्टम. कास्ट सिस्टम की वजह से जो भी डिस्क्रिमिनेशन सोसाइटी में प्रेजेंट थी, उसके अगेंस्ट थे बुद्धा. इसीलिए संघ में हर जाति के लोगों का प्रवेश अलाउड था. ओके, एवरीवन कैन बिकम पार्ट ऑफ संघा, इवन इफ दे आर फ्रॉम अपर कास्ट और लोअर कास्ट. वो फर्स्ट बात. सेकेंडली, बुद्धा नेवर टॉक्ड अबाउट गॉड. ही नेवर क्लेम्ड हिमसेल्फ टू बी गॉड. ओके, एंड ही नेवर टॉक्ड अबाउट द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ सोल. He never talked about the existence of soul. He never claimed to be God. And then he was against the sanctity of Vedas. Okay, जो sanctity of Vedas है, Vedas को एक बहुत ही important position दिया गया था सोसाइटी में. He was against that. Okay, so this was about the संघ. तो संघ का मेंबर कैसे बना जाता है? हमने ये देखा कि संघ का मेंबर कोई भी बन सकता है, but how can we become the member of संघ? See, we have common people. Okay, common followers of Buddhism. Okay, we can see a common follower, or we can say a lay follower. If he wants to become Sangha, in Sangha we have, see, two different kinds of followers. Some are called Upasak, and then we have Bhikshu. If they are men, they are known as Upasak. If they are women, we call them Upasika. Then Bhikshu, Bhikshuni. So Upasak and Upasika, then we have Bhikshu and Bhikshuni. These people, they are known as monks. Okay, then we have Upasak, Upasika. So a common people, if they want to become part of Sangha, they can become in two ways. One is being a Upasak and Upasika, or being a Bhikshu or Bhikshuni. So how can a common man become a Upasak? A common person can become a Upasak if he takes refuge in Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So if a common Upasak, if he accepts that he is taking refuge under Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, he will be considered as an Upasak. Okay, if a common man, he accepts Buddha, he accepts taking refuge under Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, he will be known as Upasak. And this ceremony of taking refuge, it is known as Pravrajya. मैं फिर से एक बार आपको रिपीट कर देती हूँ. ये स्लाइड में हम लोग क्या देख रहे हैं. See, Sangha, the main objective of Sangha was to spread the message of Buddha. Okay, people who are part of Sangha, they were given the what do you call, responsibility of spreading the messages of Buddha. And Sangh, we have two different kinds of followers. One, they were Upasak, Upasika, then we are Bhikshu, Bhikshuni. Common people, okay, common people can become an Upasak, okay, they can become an Upasak by performing a ceremony called Pravrajya, by performing a ceremony called Pravrajya. So in this ceremony, they take refuge under Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. They accept that they are taking refuge under Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. So this is the process how a common person, a common man can become an Upasak. This Upasak, okay, this Upasak, he can become, this Upasak can become a Bhikshu. Okay, he can become a Bhikshu or Bhikshuni by following another ceremony called Upasampada. So, Upasak, now see, a common man by performing a ceremony called Pravrajya, in which he takes refuge under Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. He accepts Buddha as his what do you call, as his teacher, we can say. Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, he takes refuge under them, and that ceremony is called Pravrajya. A common man becomes an Upasak. An Upasak, by performing a ceremony called Upasampada, he becomes a Bhikshu. And in this particular ceremony, he takes a promise, or he takes a vow, he takes a monastic vow of following the Pratimokha, okay, Pratimokha rules. तो जैसे कि हमने देखा था कि एक उपासक उपसंपदा, ओके, उपसंपदा सेरेमनी परफॉर्म करके भिक्षु बन रहा है. ये उपसंपदा सेरेमनी में ये उपासक एक मोनास्टिक वो लेगा, एक कसम लेगा कि वो पथिमोका रूल्स जो भी है वो फॉलो करेगा और उसे ब्रेक नहीं करेगा. ये क्या होते हैं पथिमोका रूल्स? वी हैव समवेयर अराउंड 311 रूल्स for nuns or bhikshunis. Then we have some 227 rules for bhikshus. Okay, so Pathimoka rules are a set of rules which the upasak should follow to become a bhikshu. If he becomes a bhikshu, he has to follow these Pathimoka rules. There are around 311 rules for nuns and 227 rules for bhikshus. So, and under this sangha और इसी संघा में every 15 days, okay, every 15 days all the bhikshus they have to gather, okay, for every 15 days they have to gather and they have to elect their president. This president, okay, they have to elect their president, and this president, he is known as Sangha Parinayaka. सो इन संघा ऑल द भिक्षुस, हमने प्रोसेस तो देख लिया ना कि एक कॉमन मैन उपासक कैसे बनता है और एक उपासक भिक्षु कैसे बनता है. तो भिक्षु बनने के बाद मतलब मॉन्क बनने के बाद हर 15 दिन में जो संघ के जो भी मॉन्क्स हैं उन्हें वो गैदर होते हैं और एक प्रेसिडेंट को इलेक्ट करते हैं. ये प्रेसिडेंट को कहा जाता है संघ परिनायका. ओके, संघ परिनायका इज अ नेम ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम इलेक्टिंग दिस प्रेसिडेंट दे ऑल्सो इलेक्ट two speakers. Okay, two speakers will also be elected, and one speaker he speaks on, okay, he gives gyan on dhamma, and another speaker he gives gyan on vinaya. Okay, so vinay के ऊपर और धम्म के ऊपर ज्ञान देने वाले दो स्पीकर्स को भी इलेक्ट किया जाता है और एक प्रेसिडेंट को इलेक्ट किया जाता है जिसका नाम होता है संघ परिनायका. और इलेक्ट करने के बाद, ओके, इलेक्ट करने के बाद एक कन्फेशन सेरेमनी कंडक्ट की जाती है और इस कन्फेशन सेरेमनी का एजेंडा ये होता है कि भिक्षुस ने अगर कोई भी पथिमोका रूल ब्रेक किया है लास्ट 15 डेज में, दे हैव टू कन्फेस इट हियर. ओके, दे हैव टू एक्सेप्ट दैट, ओके, आई हैव ब्रोक, आई वाज नॉट एबल टू फॉलो दिस पथिमोका रूल. क्योंकि पथिमोका रूल्स कितने 311, 227 अलग अलग रूल्स हैं और भिक्षुस को हर 15 डेज में एक बार गैदर होना है और एक्सेप्ट करना है, ये कन्फेस करना है कि उन्होंने कोई भी क्या उन्होंने कोई भी पथिमोका रूल ब्रेक किया है क्या. ओके, And most of the Patimokkha rules, if the bhikshu breaks it, there is some kind of punishment given. But there are some Patimokkha rules, if a bhikshu breaks it, he will be removed out of the sangha. ओके थोड़े पथिमोक्खा रूल्स ऐसे हैं जिसे अगर भिक्षु ने तोड़े हैं तो उन्हें संघ से बाहर किया जाता था. ओके क्या है वो पथिमोक्खा रूल्स? फर्स्ट पथिमोक्खा रूल इज sexual intercourse. If bhikshu has sexual intercourse with someone, then he will be removed out of the sangha. Then apart from sexual intercourse, it is taking what it is not given. See, भिक्षु को मतलब भिक्षु मतलब क्या है, भीख मांग के जीना है. ओके दे हैव टू आस्क. इफ दे टेक समथिंग विच इज नॉट गिवन टू देम, दैट इज ऑल्सो काइंड ऑफ ब्रेकिंग पतिमोक्खा रूल. देन वी हैव किलिंग समवन. इफ यू किल समवन, then also see, like you will be removed out of the sangha. You will be removed out of sangha. Then the last one is the claiming wrongly about your enlightenment, claiming wrongly about your spiritual status or about your enlightenment. That is also a grave mistake. Okay, if you do these 4 mistakes, what are those? One is if the bhikshu has sexual intercourse, and then second is if he takes something which does not belong to him, or if he takes something which is not given to him. Then third one is if he kills someone, or the fourth one is that if he claims falsely, if he tells if he lies about his spiritual enlightenment, if he lies about his spiritual position and growth, then the bhikshu, he will be removed out of the sangha, and that is called parajika. He will be a parajika, saying that he has been defeated in his holy life. Okay, parajika means being defeated in the holy life. So these are some of the rules and regulations how sangha used to conduct itself. Okay, did you understand? समझ में आ गया सब? चलिए. Then these sangh, the people of sangh, that is bhikshus, monks, the major major aim or agenda of this sangh was to spread the message of Buddha, right? So these bhikshus, they used to move around from one place to another place. Okay, उनका काम क्या था, पूरे साल में वो दूसरे हर एक जगह जाते थे और बुद्धा का जो भी मैसेज थे वो स्प्रेड करते थे. बट मॉनसून सीजन के टाइम में, क्योंकि ये रेनी सीजन है, उस टाइम में ये लोग रेस्ट लेते हैं. ओके और उसे कहा जाता है मॉनसून रेस्ट, और उसे कहा जाता है वसवसा. वसवसा इज अ मॉनसून रिट्रीट विच भिक्षुस टेक. ओके and during this Vasavasa time period, they live in vihara. Viharas are the resting places of the Buddhist monks. Okay, we'll discuss about vihara when we discuss art and architecture, especially Buddhist architecture. जब हम लोग पढ़ेंगे तब हम लोग विहारा elaborately पढ़ेंगे उसके बारे में. तो Vasavasa is nothing but the monsoon retreat which bhikshus take in their journey of moving from one place to another place and spreading message. जो भी मैसेज स्प्रेड करते हैं बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्क्स, बारिश के टाइम में तो वो घूम नहीं सकते, इसीलिए वो विहारा में जाके रेस्ट करते हैं, और उस टाइम पीरियड को कहते हैं वसवसा. ये मॉनसून रिट्रीट और मॉनसून रेस्ट वसवसा ख़त्म होने के बाद भी एक सेरेमनी कंडक्ट की जाती है जिसे कहा जाता है पावरणा. सी दीज वर्ड्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके सो पावरणा नाम की, PAVARNA, ओके, पावरणा नाम की एक सेरेमनी कंडक्ट की जाती है आफ्टर द मॉनसून रिट्रीट. ओके आफ्टर द मॉनसून रिट्रीट and before the start of their journey of spreading message, they conduct a pavarana ceremony, and in this pavarana ceremony also they confess. Okay, the Buddhist monks, they confess if or not they have broke the पथिमोक्खा रूल्स. तो पावरणा सेरेमनी में क्या किया जाता है कि ये जो मॉनसून रेस्ट उन्होंने लिया है विहारा में, जिसे कि कहा जाता है वसवसा, जो ये जो वसवसा टाइम पीरियड में अगर कोई बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्क ने कोई भी पथिमोक्खा रूल ब्रेक किया है क्या, ओके, वो कन्फेशन सेरेमनी पावरणा कंडक्ट की जाती थी. ओके, सो पावरना इट इज अ कन्फेशन सेरेमनी विच इज कंडक्टेड आफ्टर द monsoon retreat and before the start of the next journey. Okay, and in this pavarana ceremony basically the Buddhist monks confess whether they have broken or not, whether they have broken the Patimokkha rules or not. Okay, so this was about the Sangha. Then we'll discuss about the Buddhist councils. So as we have seen that Buddha died in the year 483 BC. Okay, Buddha 483 BC में उनकी मृत्यु हुई थी. तो after 400 BC till 400 BC, see Buddha he attained enlightenment at 35 years of age. He died at 80 years of age. So for 45 years he moved to different places. Okay, he went to different places and he spread his message. He gave his religious sermons and he gave his religious teachings, and all those religious teachings they were not written. Okay, they were not compiled. बुद्धा ने जो भी अपने लाइफ टाइम में 45 इयर्स की लाइफ टाइम में जो भी मैसेज दिया था लोगों को और जो भी टीचिंग्स दी हैं वो कहीं भी लिखी नहीं थी. ओके, दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई राइट आफ्टर द डेथ ऑफ बुद्धा इन 483 BC the first Buddhist council was held. Okay, the first Buddhist council was held in the year 483 BC to compile the teachings of Buddha. Okay, to compile the teachings of Buddha because they were not compiled till now. So to compile the teachings of Buddha, right after his death, the first Buddhist council was held in the year 483 BC at Rajgir. Okay, at Rajgir, which was the capital of Pataliputra. Okay, sorry, at Rajgir, which was the capital of the Magad Empire. Magad Empire का capital था जो कि है present day बिहार में. Okay, so the first Buddhist council it was held in the year 483 BC at Rajgir, which was the capital of Magad in the present day Bihar. This particular council, the first Buddhist council, it was it was sponsored, we can say it was sponsored by Ajatashatru. Ajatashatru of Haryanka dynasty. ये हरियंका डायनेस्टी हम लोग जब मगध एम्पायर के बारे में पढ़ेंगे तब हम लोग अजातशत्रु और हरियंका डायनेस्टी के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, क्योंकि मोस्टली जब हम मगध एम्पायर के बारे में बात करते हैं द वन एम्पायर विच स्ट्राइक्स आवर माइंड इट इज मौर्यन, बट बिफोर मौर्यन दे वर other rulers also, and Ajatashatru of Haryanka dynasty was one of them. So Ajatashatru, he he sponsored this particular council. And then we have Mahakashyapa. Mahakashyapa, he presided over this council. Okay, so the first Buddhist council was held right after the death of Buddha in 483 BC to compile the teachings of Buddha at Rajgir in Magad region, which was the capital of Magad region in the present day Bihar, and it was presided over by Ajatashatru. It was sponsored by Ajatashatru of Haryanka dynasty, and it was presided over by Mahakashyapa. These things are very important. Okay, they usually ask you in your examination, in prelims examination, and even in the mains examination. You can use this as a fodder material for your answer writing. So this was about the first Buddhist council. So what happened in the first Buddhist council? So in the first Buddhist council, the two major texts of Buddha, that is the two major texts of Buddhism, we have Vinaya Pitaka and Sutta Pitaka. Pitaka means a box. Okay, so these writings, they were written and they were kept in a box. So that's the reason why we call Vinaya Pitaka and Sutta Pitaka. So this Vinaya Pitaka, it was compiled by Upali. Upali was a disciple, okay, one of the first disciples of Buddha, he was Upali. Then we have Sutta Pitaka, it was compiled by Ananda. Vinaya Pitaka, it talks about the monastic order. How the bhikshus and bhikshunis, they should conduct themselves in the Sangha. Okay, Sangha के जो भी rules and regulations हैं, जो भी ceremonies है, ये सब Vinaya Pitaka में mentioned है. Okay, then we have Sutta Pitaka. Sutta Pitaka, it was compiled by Ananda, and Ananda was also one of the first disciples of Buddha. Ananda, he compiled Sutta Pitaka, and Sutta Pitaka, it talks about the teachings of Buddha. And both this Vinaya Pitaka and Sutta Pitaka, they are written in Pali language. Pali language, it was a local language of the people, okay? It was a local language of the people. Common, we can say, language of the common man, we can say Pali. So Vinaya Pitaka और Sutta Pitaka compile किए गए थे फर्स्ट बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल में. विनय पिटका was compiled by Upali and it talks about the monastic order. संघ के जो भी रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस हैं, संघ में कैसी सेरेमनीज परफॉर्म करनी चाहिए, ये सभी कुछ मोनास्टिक ऑर्डर में इंक्लूडेड है और जो कि मेंशन की गई है विनय पिटका में. Then we have Sutta Pitaka which was compiled by Ananda and it talks about the teachings of Buddha. बुद्धा की जो भी टीचिंग्स है वो सुत्ता पिटका में मेंशन की गई हैं. और ये जो भी पीटकास है, विनय पिटका और सुत्ता पिटका, ये पाली लैंग्वेज में लिखी गई हैं. ओके, प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस इंफॉर्मेशन. Then after first Buddhist council we have the second Buddhist council which was held in the year 383 BC. 100 years after the first Buddhist council, the second Buddhist council was held. What was the reason behind conducting this second Buddhist council? See, the major aim of conducting a Buddhist council was to compile the teachings of Buddha, right? So why was the second Buddhist council conducted? Second Buddhist council conduct करने का major reason था कि थोड़े Buddhist जो भी preachers थे, teachers थे, वो विनय पिटका में थोड़े rules and regulations add करना चाहते थे. ओके, विनय पिटका which talks about the monastic order, उसमें थोड़े और रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस ऐड करने का सोच रहे थे. तो यही चीज डिस्कस करने के लिए सेकेंड बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल कंडक्ट की गई थी. दिस सेकेंड बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल इट वाज कंडक्टेड, ओके, दिस सेकेंड बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल इट वाज कंडक्टेड एट वैशाली. ओके, it was conducted at Vaishali in 383 BC and it was what you call sponsored by Kala Ashoka. It was sponsored by Kala Ashoka of Shishunaga dynasty. Okay, Kala Ashoka of Shishunaga dynasty. Then it was presided over by Sabakami. Okay, it was presided over by Sabakami. See, this was the information about the second Buddhist council. What is the information? That 100 years after the first Buddhist council, the second Buddhist council was conducted. And it was conducted in 383 BC at Vaishali, and it was sponsored by Kala Ashoka, and it was presided over by Sabakami. And the major agenda of conducting this particular council was that there were discussions regarding adding more rules to the monastic order. जो मोनास्टिक ऑर्डर विनय पिटका में मेंशन किया गया है उसे और थोड़े रूल्स ऐड करने का डिस्कशन चल रहा था. और उसी डिस्कशन के वजह से वी कैन सी दैट बुद्धिज्म में दो डिफरेंट सेक्ट्स बन गए. सो व्हाट वर देयर? वी हैव महासांगिकास एंड देन वी हैव स्थाविरवादिन्स. सी, जब थोड़े मतलब जब वो लोग सोच रहे थे, when there were discussions going on whether to add new rules to the monastic order, विनय पिटका को थोड़े रूल्स ऐड करने का जब डिस्कशन चल रहा था, थोड़े लोग उसमें यस बोल रहे थे और थोड़े लोग नहीं बोल रहे थे. और उसी के बेसिस के ऊपर महासांगिकास और स्थाविरवादिन्स हम लोग देख सकते हैं. तो ये जो महासांगिकास थे, they did not want new rules. Okay, they were not in the favor of adding new rules, and that is the reason why they were known as unorthodox Mahasangikas. Then there were Sthaviravadins who wanted to add new rules. So basically the Buddhist religion, it got divided into two different sects. What were the sects? Mahasangikas, then Sthaviravadins. Mahasangikas were not in the favor of adding new rules to the Vinaya Pitaka, but Sthaviravadins were in the favor of adding new rules to the Vinaya Pitaka. So this was the end of the second Buddhist council. Second Buddhist council के एंड होने तक हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि बुद्धिज्म में दो डिफरेंट सेक्ट्स बनी हुई थी, एक थी स्थाविरावादिन्स और दूसरी थी महासांगिकास. देन वी हैव टू डिस्कस अबाउट द थर्ड बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल. सो थर्ड बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल Then we have to discuss about the third Buddhist council. This third Buddhist council, it was conducted in the year 250 BC. Okay, this was conducted in the year 250 BC. It was sponsored by Ashoka of the Mauryan Empire. And it was presided over by Moggalliputta Tissa. Sorry. Okay, Moggalliputta Tissa. And the third Pitaka, that is Abhidhamma Pitaka, was compiled. Abhidhamma Pitaka. Okay. So the third Buddhist council, it was held at Pataliputra. Sorry, I did not mention it. Okay. So the third Buddhist council, it was held at Pataliputra in 250 BC, and it was conducted by Ashoka of the Mauryan Empire. And during the time of Mauryan Empire, Pataliputra was the capital of the Magad Empire. Okay, see, Mauryan Empire used to rule in the present day Magad region, and Pataliputra was the capital under the Mauryan Empire. Then this particular meeting, the third Buddhist council, it was presided over by Moggalliputta Tissa, and the major outcome of this third Buddhist council was the compilation of Abhidhamma Pitaka. Abhidhamma Pitaka लिखा गया था. तो अब आपको एक डाउट आना चाहिए कि ऑलरेडी फर्स्ट बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल कंडक्ट करने का मेजर रीज़न था जो भी बुद्धा की टीचिंग्स थी, जब तक मतलब तब तक उनके मरने के पहले तक जो भी उन्होंने टीच किया है वो सब कंपाइल करके पीटकास में बनाया गया था. क्या था? एक विनय पीटका था जो कि बात कर रहा था मोनास्टिक ऑर्डर के बारे में, और दूसरा था सुत्त पीटका जो कि बात कर रहा था टीचिंग्स ऑफ बुद्धा में. सो ऑलरेडी वी हैव सुत्त पीटका विच टॉक्स अबाउट द टीचिंग्स ऑफ बुद्धा. देन व्हाट इज दिस अभिधम्मा पीटका? व्हाट वाज द रीजन ऑफ ब्रिंगिंग अनदर पीटका, अभिधम्मा पीटका, इन द थर्ड बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल in 250 BC. So this Abhidhamma Pitaka, it is not something new, it is derived from Sutta Pitaka. Abhidhamma Pitaka जो है वो Sutta Pitaka से ही ली गई है, but in Abhidhamma Pitaka all the teachings of Sutta Pitaka, all the teachings which are mentioned in Sutta Pitaka, they are comprehensively written, okay, comprehensively written, elaborately written in Abhidhamma Pitaka in the form of question and answer. जो भी बुद्धा की टीचिंग्स सुत्त पीटका में ऑलरेडी कंपाइल की गई हैं उन्हीं को एक एलॉबरेट और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव मैनर में क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर के थ्रू लिखी गई थी अभिधम्मा पीटका में. ओके, सो अभिधम्मा पीटका इज नॉट समथिंग न्यू, इट इज अ रिवाइज्ड वर्जन ऑफ सुत्त पीटका and it is a derivative from the Sutta Pitaka. It is derived from Sutta Pitaka. Okay, and majority of the contribution to this Abhidhamma Pitaka, okay, majority of the contribution in writing and compiling this Abhidhamma Pitaka was done by the Sthaviravadins sect of the Buddhism. So that is the reason why the Mahasangikas, they did not consider Abhidhamma Pitaka to be part of the Buddhist religious writings. Buddhist religious writings जो है उसका पार्ट नहीं मानते थे महासांगिकास अभिधम्मा पीटका को. अभिधम्मा पीटका was not considered as a part of Buddhist religious writings by the Mahasangikas, because majority of the Abhidhamma Pitaka, it was contributed by the Sthaviravadins. So that is the reason why Mahasangikas did not consider Abhidhamma Pitaka to be part of Buddhist religious writings. Okay, so this was about the third Buddhist council. Then we have come to the fourth Buddhist council. This is the last Buddhist council, and this was held in the year first century AD. Okay, first century AD, and it was conducted by Kanishka. It was presided over by Vasumitra, and Ashwaghosha also attended it. Okay, Ashwaghosha, who was a very famous, or we can say he was a great dramatist before Kalidasa. Before Kalidasa, Ashwaghosha was considered to be a great dramatist, and this Ashwaghosha, he was a a friend, philosopher and guide to Kanishka, and he was also a spiritual advisor to Kanishka. And Ashwaghosha, he attended the fourth Buddhist council conducted by Kanishka, and this council, the fourth Buddhist council, it was conducted in Kashmir. It was conducted in Kashmir. It was presided over by Vasumitra, conducted by Kanishka in the year 1st century AD. The major outcome, okay, the major outcome of this particular fourth Buddhist council was the division of Buddhism. Okay, the Buddhist religion, it was again divided into two different sects. What were those? Hinayana, Hinayana and Mahayana. तो फोर्थ बुद्धिस्ट काउंसिल में हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि जो बुद्धिस्ट रिलीजन है वो फिर से दो अलग सेक्ट में डिवाइड किया गया था. एक था हीनयाना और दूसरा था महायाना. हीनयाना का मतलब लिटरल मीनिंग ये होता है कि लेसर व्हीकल, और महायाना का मीनिंग होता है ग्रेट व्हीकल, ग्रेटर व्हीकल. क्या मतलब है? मतलब हीनयाना को लेसर व्हीकल क्यों कहा जाता है और महायाना को ग्रेटर व्हीकल क्यों कहा जाता है, ये समझने के लिए हमको बुद्धिस्ट फिलॉसफी समझनी चाहिए. तो वो हम लोग समझते हैं. सी इन बुद्धिज्म द मेजर गोल ऑफ अ monk, if you take the case of monk, a person who has left everything, the major goal of a monk is to attain nirvana. Okay, a common man or even a monk, he has to attain nirvana. His major goal is to attain nirvana. If he attains nirvana, so monk, he has to attain nirvana. That is the goal. This is the major philosophy of Buddhism. बुद्धिज्म में क्या कहा जाता है कि ये जो monk है उनका मेजर गोल क्या रहता है कि निर्वाण अटेन करें. वो निर्वाण कैसे अटेन कर सकते हैं? वो मेडिटेशन 8 फोल्ड पाथ्स वो फॉलो करने के बाद वो निर्वाण अटेन कर सकते हैं. So that was about the major goal of Buddhism. What Mahayana, we'll first talk about Mahayana says is that this goal, ये जो गोल हमने अभी पढ़ा, ये जो गोल अभी हमने देखा, this is a lesser goal. ये जो गोल है एक बहुत छोटा गोल है. इससे बढ़ा भी गोल कुछ हो सकता है. ओके, इससे बढ़ा भी कुछ गोल हो सकता है. वो क्या होता है? एक मॉन्क निर्वाण अटेन करने के मीन्स निर्वाण अटेन करने के एक स्टेप पहले, ओके, निर्वाण अटेन करने के एक स्टेप पहले ही विल बिकम अ बोधिसत्वा. Okay, one step before attaining nirvana, a monk in the path of attaining nirvana, and one step before attaining nirvana, he becomes a bodhisattva, and he helps, okay, this bodhisattva, he will help others to attain nirvana. Okay, दूसरे लोगों को निर्वाण अटेन करने में ये बोधिसत्वा हेल्प करते हैं. खुद के निर्वाण को स्टॉप करके, एक स्टेप पहले ही स्टॉप करके, बोधिसत्वा दूसरों को निर्वाण अटेन करने में, दूसरों को एनलाइटमेंट पहुंचाने का जो राह है, वो राह ये बोधिसत्वा दिखाते हैं. सो बोधिसत्वास आर द पीपल हु हेल्प अदर पीपल टू अटेन nirvana, and according to Mahayana, this is a greater goal. Okay, this is a greater goal and this is a lesser goal, because in this goal the monk is working for his own enlightenment, but here the monk is working for the enlightenment of the other people. He is working to help other people get enlightened. So that is the reason why Mahayan Buddhists, they consider themselves to be great than the Hinayana, because they consider that people who want to attain only who want to work for only people who want to work for their own enlightenment, they are having a lesser goal. So Hinayana, lesser vehicle. But in Mahayana, we have the concept of Bodhisattva who have left their path of nirvana, and now they are helping other people to attain nirvana. So this was about the two different sects of Buddhism, that is Hinayana and Mahayana. And one of the important feature of Hinayana is that in Hinayana, people like Buddhist people who follow Hinayana, even now they consider Buddha to be a preacher, a teacher, okay? But Mahayana, they have considered, now they are considering Buddha to be a God. They consider Buddha and Bodhisattvas to be God. They are given the status of God to Buddha and Bodhisattva. And in Mahayana, we can see idol worship. In Hinayana, we don't have worshipping of idols. In Hinayana, they worship the symbols which belong to Buddhism, right? Lotus, Bodhi tree, then we have horse, then 8-spoked wheel. So these are the symbols which are worshipped by the Hinayana people. But the Mahayana people, they worship Buddha as a god, and they do idol worship also. And Mahayana, they have their own scriptures, okay? They have their own scriptures. They have translated Tripitakas in Sanskrit. The Tripitakas of Mahayana Buddhist, they are not present in Pali language, they are present in Sanskrit, and they have even written their own Buddhist literature called Vaipulya Sutra. And this Vaipulya Sutra, it is also written in Sanskrit, okay? Did you get it? See, I'll repeat it again, okay? So, 4th Buddhist Council, which was held in the 1st century AD in Kashmir, it was conducted by Kanishka, it was presided over by Vasumitra, and it was attended by Ashwaghosha. Ashwaghosha was a famous dramatist. He was a great dramatist before Kalidasa. He was a spiritual advisor to Kanishka, okay? Then, in the 1st century BC, based on the goal of the life of monk, we have two different Buddhist sects. What is the one? Here it is Hinayana and the Mahayana. In Hinayana, it is called, Hinayana means lesser vehicle, Mahayana means greater vehicle. See, Hinayanists didn't call themselves as Hinayana. Mahayana people, they called the other sect as Hinayana because they consider themselves great, right? So that is the reason why they called these people as lesser vehicle, Hinayana. तो महायाना के लोगों ने इन लोगों को हीनयाना बुलाया, इन लोगों ने अपने आप को हीनयाना नहीं बुलाया है, okay? So lesser vehicle and greater vehicle. So the major goal of a monk's life is to attain nirvana, okay? To get enlightened. So in the process of attaining enlightenment, he has to go through many things, okay? So basically he has to work for his own enlightenment. Buddhist philosophy says that you have to work for your own enlightenment. No one will come and help you. That is what the Hinayana people follow. That a monk should attain enlightenment and he should leave everything. But in the case of Mahayana, they consider that this is the attaining, the working of enlightenment, the working for the enlightenment of own self. It is a very lesser goal. You have to work for some greater goal. What is that greater goal? That even if you are in the process of attaining, enlightenment, even if you are in the process of attaining nirvana, a monk has to leave that path and become a bodhisattva and start helping other people to attain nirvana. Okay? That was the ideology of Mahayana. People of Mahayana, they consider Buddha to be God and they do his idol worship. They do idol worship of both Buddha and Bodhisattvas. And in Mahayana, we don't find idol worship. They worship the symbols which are related to the life events of Buddha. Then in Hinayana, they consider Buddha to be a preacher, a teacher, okay? Not God. Understood? So this was it, guys. In today's class, we discussed about the important teachings of Buddha. We started our discussion by discussing about the early life of Buddha. हमने बुद्धा की early life है वो डिस्कस किया. उसके बाद हमने बुद्धा की teachings के बारे में डिस्कस किया. And after that we discussed about the 4 Buddhist council and different sects. In second Buddhist council, we can see that the Buddhism got divided into Mahasanghikas and Sthaviravadins. And then in fourth Buddhist council, we saw that there was a division in Buddhism, that is the Hinayana and Mahayana. In the next video, okay, in the next video we will discuss about the different sects which are present in Buddhism. ये सिर्फ चार sects ही नहीं, in Buddhism there are many different sects based on different ideologies. In the next video we will discuss that. Okay, so this was it. Study well, revise everything, and sorry for delay in uploading the videos, and from today we'll see to it that every day we upload one video. Okay, so revise everything and be consistent in your preparation, and make notes of all the things which we are discussing here, because if you make notes, अगर आप notes बना रहे हो तो आप actively learn कर सकते हैं. More updates, please follow our channel Pacific IAS, and if you find this video useful, please share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.